and thank you for joining our presentation of Intacct R3 release highlights. My name is Richard Muma, and I'm one of the senior consultants for Sage Intacct here at DSD. As we go through some of the key highlights for the third quarter release, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat, and a member of our team will provide a response. If we're not able to answer your question in the moment, we'll be sure to follow up with you in an email response. Okay, so we'll be going through some of the core modules and the key highlights that were released for those, starting with user interface, going through to the company and admin modules, general ledger, accounts receivable, accounts payable, and cash management. So let's get started with the user interface enhancements. First up in the user interface is the general availability of the enhanced lists. So you may have seen these actually in a few of your lists, mainly your vendor list, your customer list at the top of your screen. So this is soon to be the default experience when we log into Sage Intacct. Currently, it can be turned on manually until it's later going to be formally rolled out. Not all lists have been upgraded to the enhanced version. To turn this on, you'll see this. You'd navigate to the listing, any listing in Intacct that includes it. Click the turn on enhanced list like you can see in the screenshot. And if you want to turn it off, it's a little buried, but you would click the three dots off to the right, and you can turn it off with the button that pops up when you do that. Some of the benefits you get with the enhanced list are advanced filtering with more flexibility. Sorting is easier. Still have your personalized user-created list views. And you have the benefit of being able to use a split view. So what that means is you would see the full list of vendors, for example, on the left-hand side. And when you click into the vendor, the detail for that vendor would be a split view on the other side of the screen. We also have a couple of help center enhancements. So various help articles will now have a toggle between an enhanced and a default interface. So as Intacct continues to roll out enhanced interfaces throughout the system, this toggle allows you to switch to instructions for the default environment or for the enhanced environment. Also in the help menu, there's a language switcher added to the top of the help content and release notes, making it easier to view documentation in your preferred language. Selecting a language will load the corresponding translated version of the current page, but note if a page is not available in the selected language, the page will fall back to the English version of that language, or English version of that page. Okay, so we also now have the search with Copilot available. So this is located in the help and support menu at the top right of your Sage Intacct screen. So the search help with Copilot is it's a chatbot feature designed to help you find answers faster with sourced information directly from the Sage Intacct Help Center. So you would just click into that menu and you get that pop-up screen, and you're chatting directly with the help bot, and this significantly reduces search time and the need for multiple searches by delivering more relevant results. What's really nice is the responses also come with links for suggested related topics and articles. So if you like if you'd like to do a deep dive, the co-pilot points you in the right direction with those. So some action required if you have custom email domain set up in your environment. You've probably been seeing this reminder popping up on your screen for the last few months. So please make sure you authenticate and validate your custom email domains if you do use those. So this can be done in 3 easy steps. Um, just go into your company configuration, and if you've added your domain there, so you add and authenticate your domain, add DNS keys to your configuration, and then validate those. If you're not the IT person in your company, you can get assistance from that team internally. So why is this important? So this will ensure uninterrupted email delivery from Intacct to your customers and vendors. So you'll have improved deliverability, reducing the chances of your messages being marked as spam or reaching recipients, not reaching recipients. Protects your domain from being used in phishing attacks or other fraudulent activities. And it also aligns with best practices for email security and compliance. If you do need assistance with this, please reach out to our Intacct support and email, and one of our teammates will be able to assist you with it. So also in company and admin, there is now a dedicated import service section that can be accessed from your import data page in your company setup menu. So this new import service is now generally available for a limited set of import types. So not all items that you have on the full list on import data are available here, with more to be added in the future. So there's some that are still in an open beta and others in a limited beta. And it notes that on the list when you're looking at that. So what's nice about this is you have some expanded capabilities, including the use of spreadsheets with multiple tabs and the ability to map columns to be used while you're importing. So you also get some real-time error handling where any errors that the import service encounters are displayed in your worksheet at the field and line level with easy to understand error messages. So you're no longer receiving those emails that are sometimes hard to decipher, and also resaving files and re-importing. So you also get an intuitive interface that allows you to quickly find and replace specific values, filter by errors, and copy and paste correct information into the worksheet, all before importing. All this is done directly in the import service without the need to save and re-import. Just note that not all imports, again, are generally available, but more will be as they go through the limited and open beta phases. Now, in General Ledger, to accelerate the load time for transactions on journal transactions list page, there's now a checkbox to include top level transactions while you're at the entity level. So you'll see this checkbox only when working at the entity level, and by default, it's cleared. So top level transactions are initially filtered out of the list. If you're using the enhanced view, list view, the top level transactions are automatically included. So you won't see that checkbox if you're using that view. And I think we're getting into accounts receivable. So customer refunds are now available. with the new update. So this would allow you to record and track refunds directly into AR. It supports advances, overpayments, adjustments, and negative invoices. Um, Currently, only the record transfer method's available, but um, refunds can either be fully or partially refunded, and the refund must be the same base currency as the original transaction. So this appears as the refund transaction appears as a new menu item in the payment section of the AR module. So on the refunds transaction page, as you see in the screenshot, refunds are recorded by choosing a customer, selecting the credit currency if you're in a multi-currency environment, entering the amount you refunded and match it to the customer's available credits. And then you can see uh, select from the customer's available advances, adjustments, overpayments, or negative invoices. They all show up in that section below the detail section, and you can choose which of those you'd like to account for in that refund. So upon posting, Sage Intacct will automatically clear the selected credits, keeping the customer account up to date, recording that record transfer refund. So as those refunds are recorded, you can review and manage both draft and posted refunds on the custom refunds list. So you can drill down into the refund details. From there, drill down into the credits that were refunded. But now, before you can record any refunds, you need to enable the functionality in the AR configuration. So you can see in the shot on the right there, you'd activate the or enable the functionality. A refund journal assignment is also required. This can be a designated refund journal or just use an AR journal. And a refund document sequence should also be created. Once all of this is set up, users will have access to the refund menu according to their permissions. So the final step is to update the user's permissions accordingly. Okay, so the apply payment option is a new feature we're getting with this release. So that option appears for each customer in the customer's list. This previously wasn't available at the far right. When you select the apply payment for a customer, a receive payment pop-up window opens, showing the customer's open invoices. So the apply payment option appears for all customers, regardless of their state or total due. It's available both at the top and the entity level. So this should reduce the number of steps required to receive payment from a single customer, and it allows you to make payments while staying in the customer list, improving efficiency for AR clerks who manage by customer. And all of these actions will be logged in the posted payments audit trail. Okay, some enhancements to customer advances. Um, so customer advances have been updated to improve tracking tracking with a payment ID. So this is using a sequence that's created, and it's providing flexibility with draft advances and makes it easier to receive payment while applying an advance. So benefits you're getting with this is again, increased flexibility, saving advances as drafts and return to them later, enabling you to start work even when all details aren't available. Improved efficiency with finding advances more quickly by searching for the payment ID, and enhanced traceability because the payment IDs will appear in key reports and views, making it easier to track and reconcile customer advances. Another enhancement in AR is the AR ledger report now includes some additional filtering options. Whereas before you only had the ability to select a range of customers, you now have the flexibility to select multiple customers, either a range or a group of customers. So this makes it very similar to what you're getting in the customer aging report. Okay, so now in accounts payable, you now have the ability to delegate bill approvals. So before, delegation was only available in general ledger and also the purchasing workflow approval process. So you can maintain uninterrupted bill approvals the same way. If an approver is away on vacation, leave, or other absences, the bill approval delegation ensures that the bills continue to move through the approval workflow without delay. So the setup for this is very similar to what you've seen in the GL delegation as well as the purchasing delegation. You would enable the bill approval and it shows a link to manage the delegates. And from there, you can assign each approver's designated delegate. So one of the main highlights of this release is the availability of the vendor payments by mineral tree. So this simplified payments with the electronic check availability, ACH, or virtual card options based on the vendor preference. This allows you to gain control and save with lower costs, reduce fraud risk, and full cash flow visibility. This would be set up directly with Mineral Tree initially. So you're essentially signing up with Mineral Tree outside of Intacct and linking the two once that's done. So once it's activated, it shows up as a payment option, and from the pay bill screen, it would show up as a drop down payment option. The onboarding is accelerated with white glove setup and seamless virtual card vendor enrollment. So if you're able to get your vendors to be compliant with the virtual card, it makes the process that much faster with this payment option dealing with your vendors. Okay, so similar to what we showcased on the accounts receivable side, you also have the ability to pay bills from the vendor list. And it's the same feature, just on the opposite side of the balance sheet. So it works with all vendors, either top level or entity level. And some bills must still be paid from the pay bills page, just depending on what stage of that payment cycle you're in. We also have some new formats, some new Nacho payment file formats, and the full list of those includes, I'm sorry, 1 second. So the full list of those are balanced without EOF marker, including ID number, balanced with EOS marker, including ID number, and then unbalanced with EOS marker and unbalanced without EOS marker. Um, so this this format would be set up when you're activating your ACH payment options. Um, and in order to set it up, you would add and edit your checking accounts on the bank file payment tab. And the format that you select will determine what your generated file appears like. It determines how it appears, I should say. Okay, another item in cash management, your digital signature um, file upload is now accepting the PNG format. Previously, the format it was only accepting was JPEG. So now you're getting uh, PNG, JPEG, and GIF. And the sizing, I believe, is still the same. That's 3 by 0.36. And the maximum size is 10 kilobytes.
Exciting. All right. Well, thank you so much, Richard. So now we're in the live Q&A session. So feel free to type your questions into the QA box and we'll answer as many as we can. So we did get a question, Richard. So someone asked, can checks be printed out of Sage Intacct for the customer refunds transaction?
So at the moment, the only payment option available for refunds is the record transfer option. That means you're only recording refunds that occurred outside of Intacct. So at the moment, there's only one payment option for that.
Okay, thank you so much. With that, thank you so much, everyone, for attending, and we look forward to supporting you.
Thank you.